brand, a cycling brand. And he also specializes in brand identity, retail operations, vendor management and supply chain. I welcome Sharat, please take it over. And one more thing to talk about is, now in the field of marathon and a lot of people are taking up, the barefoot running has become quite a kind of a well-known thing right now. And Sharat is an expert in kind of barefoot running. So anyone who would like to pick up barefoot running or any kind of stuff, please get in touch with Sharat. Yeah.
So, hello everyone. Thanks, Naveen, first of all, having me address this forum this evening. Well, I love footwear, I love styles, I love functionality. So, most of the part of the business that I do is in footwear. That also actually became a problem because it came to a point that at my place, my wife warned me, there's either space for you or your footwear, not for both. So I told her, baby, now I have a business in footwear, what are you going to do now? So, leading that to the start, Highline. So, once the slide is up. Okay. So, the company Highline, we founded this in last year, same time, July. It's been about a year since incorporation. At the same time, November 1st is when we launched the business. And since then, we've got about 4 brands on board, starting with Vivo Barefoot. You're going to see all the logos, I'm going to touch upon them. Vivo Barefoot is predominantly a barefoot product brand. I will also cover the points where what do you mean by barefoot and why it's important. Why should most of us or all of us look at barefoot as a new way of looking at footwear, and how it's going to revolutionize the market in the future. Now that said, the main idea for us was to look at something niche, something for the years to come, and something that all the big brands or the big players in the market out there are looking for to transition. So we want to do a professional job, which means not just bring the products and tell you. If I tell you, okay, here's a magic shoe, which you wear that and you're happy, you're going to run a marathon, you're going to be injury free, I'll be it's the biggest mistake I would do. So there's much more than what we would be looking at, which means it is about the technique, it's about the kind of footwear you look at, and about understanding what barefoot is all about, right? I will definitely leave this slide. So, meanwhile, while this is coming up, let's look at the detail on the brands and the kind of retailers we're looking at. So, November 1st, we launched it, and the first point of sale, so we're a distributor of all the brands. We import them and distribute them here. We have launched them in Sport Access on last year, around 2011. So it was in 3 stores in Bangalore as a start. We have our own online store called Highline.in. And since then, since about February or March of 2012, we've added on Reliance footprint. We're supplying to Decathlon. We're supplying to Myntra.com, Playground Online on the online space. Recent additions was Wildcraft, and we have Style One, Adventure 18. Totally in about 11 cities and 25 points of sale is where we are present for the moment. And so our corporate office is in Jainagar on 11th Main Road. So we distribute everything from there. So what's been good is barefoot as a concept itself is something we believe is very, very strong. As Naveen was saying about learning barefoot and all that, what we figured out is in the market, see all the big brands like Nike, Puma, Adidas, Reebok, Fila, whatever brand you would want to take, they're excellent in the thought of looking at footwear as something that cushions you or protects you or adds on as a functionality. That's why you see in the market there is something called gel, there's arch support, heel support, pronation, supination, all that you would look at. You would walk into any other store, any store in the market today, and they will ask, so let's check your gait, let's see how your foot is positioned. You stand, you run, and then we analyze. What is important to know here is, if you take a step back and look at the evolution of footwear itself, 1960s is around the time when jogging was invented, right? Jogging is nothing but a fast version of a walk plus run, right? And looking at that, the shoe companies started designing footwear which would cushion, because when you land or when you run normally, you would be doing that, this action. land on the heel and then come down in the front and then move on. Looking at that, this was painful. So Nike was the first brand to launch a footwear around the 1960s to take care of jogging. But jogging itself is an unnatural form of running. Right? Landing on the heel is very, very painful. And the thing, when you imagine yourself running barefoot or without any footwear, so you can imagine a lot of pain. So in fact, it's about looking at re-evolution. So all the brands are here and barefoot this year. So we are looking at, going the opposite way of what we've been thinking all these years. Just to touch upon, so we've covered these. If you look at the bottom part of the slide, so we were barefoot is a British brand, right? It is part of the Clark's Foundation, Clark's footwear group. Since about 180-200 years, they've been doing fashion footwear and leather apparel. Rudy Project is, we are a retailer of this in India. It's probably the first or the second one in the country to launch superior optical products, which we believe is much superior to Oakley in terms of functionality, adjustable temples, adjustable nose grips, shatterproof glasses, arranged each for each sport, for cricket, for football, for running, for triathlon, for golf, for whatever sport you would name, there's a range for that. And Highline, as a company itself, we are into athletic and lifestyle upgrades. That's what we do. We cater to niche concepts. We cater to the future of what we would look at. When you talk about sport, we offer you the means and the product to get you to the next level of performance. Pro socks. Now we wanted to cater to the fitness or the indoor kind of activity which we do. So Pro Socks is an American brand which does only socks, so to speak. It's like a glove for the feet, split glove or the 5-finger you would call. That one, certain versions come with grip below, which means you don't skid. If you're in a studio or Pilates or a yoga or any other activity you would think of, you don't slip. So first of all, it's hygienic so that you don't touch or cater to the sweat on the floor. Second thing is you're safe at the same time. We'll be launching them, I think, by end of this month, and you'll see them in all the points of sale. Now, Zel Gear, the latest edition we are particularly proud of. Now, these guys are fantastic in design, and they're very light. It's like a wearable sock. It's a sock cum shoe. And now, as you see, these are some brands which you might not have seen before, or you might have tried and you loved them. And now in the country, you can be happy that we are going to cater that in a professional way and show you the means. What you need to look for really, how to transition. If you're a runner, how can you transition from a cushion footwear to a barefoot way of life? So we'll see a little detail more. So just to quickly touch upon what I mentioned, 11 cities, 25 points of sale. These are our retailers, brick and mortar. In online, we've got these two. Latest addition is Myntra. I'll give you a small intro into the sales figures we're doing so that you can understand where a startup can reach, and we are particularly proud of it as a startup. This kind of sums up what will be our vision for the next 4 to 5 years, which means barefoot is something new, it's fresh, it's unclear, it is something which people are thinking of or heard of or have just heard from their friends. What is it? How can I try it? Where can I go? This will be the overall encapsulation of how we need to transition and enjoy an injury-free way of life. Because moving or running includes into every sport, right? In cricket or football or basketball, you run. So how you run, or you're a triathlete, or marathoner, I see a triathlete there. So Save the Foot project is our own, it's a national campaign we are starting across the country. Because clearly, if I relate to all of you, I mean, we are here either as our own, representing our own ventures. Some of us here are sports practitioners, are retailers, or from various backgrounds. So when I would probably agree, you probably agree with me when I say that it's visibility, awareness, which is the first main thing which is required for any business to pick up, right? You need anything. So similarly for us, barefoot is something we're very passionate about. So to get the message across, we need